eloghomes.com.
People everywhere living with type 2 diabetes are waking up to what's possible with Rybelsus. The majority of people taking Rybelsus lowered their blood sugar and reached an A1C of less than 7. Rybelsus isn't for people with type 1 diabetes. Don't take Rybelsus if you or your family ever had medullary thyroid cancer, or have multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2, or if allergic.
Hi, I'm Jane King, and this is New to the Street, in person back here at the NASDAQ market site in New York City. This show is all about public, private, blockchain companies, the CEOs, the founders, and the innovators, bringing you lots of opportunities to consider. Here we go. Danavation's Technologies is a Canadian-based Internet of Things tech company and provider of digital smart labels. And so to explain a little more about the company and some of the recent developments, John Ricci, the CEO of Danavation. Welcome, John. Good to see you again. Happy New Year.
Thanks, Jane. Nice to see you. Happy New Year.
So
happy winter.
Yes, yes. And you're in Canada, so you definitely know that. Tell me about this recent partnership with Uno Retail. So who is Uno Retail? Why does this make sense for Danavation?
Uno Retail is a company I've dealt with for about 15 years with the Martinez brothers, who were in Edelex and Edimex, and they're big in branding. They work in retail. They've been doing it forever. They have a labeling company. They do all kinds of things like Coke bottle labels and wine labels, et cetera, but they do a lot of large format printing, but they're a staple in Mexico for retail. They've rebranded part of the business, thus the name Uno Retail, and Uno Retail works with these same retailers. And they're more of a tech play, similar to how Danavation came from Dana Industries to be a tech play company. And they had interest in the Mexican market, who had some first generation technology, but we're very happy with our first foray into the Mexican market with Impulsora through Uno, which is a techie retailer. And it's good for us. They liked our technology. They liked our value proposition. They liked how easy it was to work with us. And we like the fact that we have a presence in Mexico with a very good company. Mexican market is very large. And for us, it represents a future into another country and another marketplace. So we're very happy to be there. And there's another project that we're in the works with them, put a proposal into a big retailer that's contacted them, who then contacted us. So we're working on another, probably a bigger project with them. So we're very, very happy with what's happening with that partnership. And that happened pretty quick, and it's resulted in some good business for us.
So explain exactly what you would do with them.
The same thing we would do with anybody. So we're supplying our DSLs, digital smart labels, our hardware and our software. We're integrating with their customer. So they're the go-between. They're looking after the install and some of the tech part of the install. And it's just a synergy partner for us. I found that if you're going to go into new markets, you need to, in my opinion, work with local businesses in those markets. Mm-hmm. They've got the trust and credibility and respect. They know how things work. Right. And there's no one better than working with Alain Martinez, for example, a gentleman like that who's got a lot of trust and credibility and respect in the marketplace, and he knows the Mexican market. So it just made perfect sense for us to do that. So they're the leads. We support him for whatever he needs. We give it to him. So we're very, very happy with this.
And again, it certainly makes sense to have a partner. I mean, it shortens the learning curve, and they can kind of hold your hand till you figure out how everything works locally.
Well, yeah, and on a related note, on the other side of the continent, we have a synergy partner in Bermuda, Smith Technologies, who's just done their first install. I think it was a week ago. Similar circumstances. Smith's a very good company. They're a techie company. They're using us. We go in with them, and they have the customer base, and they know the local markets and the culture and everything else. And we're just happy to support them in any way that we can. And we're very happy, like Uno, that they chose to be partners with Danavation. So it shows that we're doing something right. If we could, it's one thing to get your own market, but if we can capture markets outside of our own country, then we're doing something right. And they trust us, they like us. So we're happy with that one. So we're happy where that's going.
So tell me about the new Digital Smart Blade. What is that?
So Digital Smart Blade is just a larger format of our Digital Smart labels, coming in 10, 11, 12, 13-inch sides, two-sided construction. It will allow, with our software portal, a retailer to get automatic brand updates from branding their brands. So if you can put a program together, you can imagine you have 10 or 20 of these blades in each of your stores. You could automate the updates and advertising at the flick of a switch. So in 30 seconds, you can go from, I'm not going to mention names, but you can go from ABC promos to XYZ promo. And you can keep doing it. You can sell brand space for days. You can sell it on weekends. You can put a whole calendar together for the whole year and sell peak times, which will be a little bit more expensive, but it's used primarily for the retail as a revenue generating tool, which they love. It's sustainable because no one's going in anymore and replacing paper blades or plastic and taking them on and off. So we're saving the labor, you're saving the quick turnover. But what this allows you to do is react to a market condition. It could be a weather pattern. We got slammed with a snowstorm on Monday, which was one of our unprecedented snowstorms of the year, one of our first big hit blizzards. It allows you, if you had these in your stores and the brand wants to advertise, you can do it right away, because you're just flipping your switch and you can send that messaging out in a minute. So,
so you can do search shovels or something like that. Like if you
but anything, right? I mean, automating pricing, automating information, automating branding promo. You can do anything you want. You can automate it, and it doesn't have to be planned anymore. As long as you buy the airtime, you can do anything you want with it, providing, of course, the retailers are approving the content. But you could have it on a schedule. So you can just run consecutive promos, and for the retailer, he can just sell brand space to, ABC company, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday at 12:01 a.m. Monday morning. Somebody else's promos and program takes over till Thursday or whatever you want to do, and they're generating revenue. And brands have a lot of money, and they advertise a lot, and it's a nice, clean design. It fits on the shelf very nicely, two-sided, and we can get phenomenal graphics on it. So we're really, really happy with that development.
Well, John, great to get an update on Danavation. It sounds like you've got a lot of exciting things happen since the last time we talked. So
thanks very much for the opportunity. I really appreciate it.
Keeping your four-legged friends healthy can certainly be a challenge, especially with painful joint diseases like osteoarthritis. If you see a change in your animal's mobility, contact your veterinarian and don't wait. Today, veterinarians have a new tool against joint disease. Introducing Spring with OsteoCushion technology. The natural-derived product has the ability to help your animal move more freely. Put the spring back in their lives for a longer, happier life.
Here Here at Glint, we're making money fairer. How? By using gold. Glint lets you store, exchange, send, and spend multiple currencies, including gold, through a simple iPhone or Android app. You can spend your currencies and your gold in small or large amounts using the Glint MasterCard. Register for your Glint account today by downloading the app from your favorite app store. Glint, the global currency.
Secure, the true solution for your digital privacy and security. Secure is a private and secure messaging and email solution hosted in Switzerland, using proprietary military-grade encryption and Swiss privacy laws, giving you true privacy. Secure doesn't collect or sell your data and doesn't require your phone number or any personal data that hackers target. You can message and email non-secure users privately without the need for others to download Secure. Visit secure.com. Regain and protect your privacy today.
Growing clones in-house can severely drain both quality and costs for cannabis and hemp businesses. Most conventional cloning techniques today can produce genetic drift along with disease and bugs, resulting in lower product quality and consistency. PharmaGreen Biotech is the key to growing high-quality plantlets. Our proven proprietary technologies allow us to produce pharma-grade cannabis and hemp flower tops. PharmaGreen's services includes premium tissue-cultured starter plantlets and live preservation of any plant species. We're determined to be one of the top suppliers of tissue-cultured starter plantlets and producers of the highest quality flower tops of cannabis and hemp. Grow into the future of optimized plant growth with PharmaGreen. See our updates at update.pharmagreen.ca.
Cyber attacks are a global threat affecting consumers and companies. Whether you're using your computer or mobile device to bank, shop, or work remotely, your privacy and corporate data are at risk. For over 20 years, Strikeforce Technologies has developed some of the world's leading cybersecurity solutions. Millions of users around the world have put their trust in us to protect what matters most. Your privacy and data are your business. Protecting it is ours. Visit StrikeForceTech.com today.
EPAZ describes itself as specializing in metaverse solutions. So, of course, this is a big buzzword we've especially heard about over the past year or so. With me, the Director of Communications for EPAZ, Michael Manahan, to talk about what you're doing in the metaverse and just what EPAZ is doing in general. So I guess I'd just start by explaining the role of EPAZ in the metaverse and what's going on with the company overall.
Well, I think to really understand EPAZ, we need to wind the clock back just a little bit to what EPAZ started as. And how EPAZ started was, you probably know there are literally thousands of what we call legacy software systems that were developed over many, many years. Typically, they would run off of some kind of a server. Now everything's moving to cloud-based. And a lot of those old systems, the coding has been lost. People really don't know how to convert them. So our CEO, Sean Paisley, who is a genius, a software genius, and I don't think that's a stretch to say that, he developed a methodology of converting those old legacy software systems to cloud-based systems. And then once he acquired those old legacy systems, then what we do, EPAZ markets those systems to people who might want to use them. So it really, what we've just been doing is taking software and making it better and improving it and using all of the most recent tools of software development to achieve what we're doing. And of course, that takes us into things like blockchain, and the metaverse. Okay, so I get it. So the cloud storage then could be a data storage for any kind of metaverse operations. This is where the solutions part comes in. So if people need to store something from the metaverse, they can do it on your services. Well, what we're focusing on the metaverse is what we call, really it's called DeskFlex. And really what it is, it's a metaverse virtual meeting room, if you will. And so you might say, well, but hang on, what about something like Zoom, which people are familiar with? Well, Zoom is okay, but it's two-dimensional, okay? What our Metaverse DeskFlex software allows you to do is literally create a room where we each have our own avatar in the room, where we can collectively not only communicate, but we can touch things, we can share things. And so it takes kind of the flat screen, two-dimensional Zoom platform to kind of the next level in virtual meetings.
So much more digitally interactive.
Absolutely, much more digitally interactive.
Now, do you need VR headsets to be able to
Well,
use this?
you do, but that's also another exciting thing, because a lot of the virtual reality headsets, you've seen them. They're bulky. You've got this big thing on your head. You might be okay wearing that if you're playing some game or something for an hour. But after a while, that headset gets a little cumbersome. So what we are doing is actually developing our own headset. It's lightweight. It can be worn all day long. So it's not something that you're going to be, oh my gosh, I got to take this thing off. It's got numerous cameras installed. It's got sound systems installed. It's a very high-tech sensory, if you will, virtual reality headset, but much more efficient, particularly for a work environment, than the virtual reality kind of glasses you've seen people wear.
Okay, and there's an app, I guess, like an EPAZ app that you can connect to.
Absolutely, absolutely.
That lets you in the meeting, and then everybody else has that app, and they can all get in. And
that's it, and it's completely platform agnostic. Okay. So we can do it on our phone, we can do it on our tablet, we can do it on our laptop, we can do it on our desktop. You know, as long as we're able to hook into the software, we can engage in this kind of this virtual office environment.
No, fascinating. And you hear so much about, you know, the wealth disparity, but technology has opened up things for companies like EPAZ and others where they can do things they couldn't do before. So,
well, it's just the changes are just astronomical. And I think a lot of it helps. A lot of what we're doing and what other companies are doing really helps what I'm going to call the average Joe. Mm-hmm. It lets the average Joe into the playing field. You know, billion-dollar corporations have always been able to move money around the world at the snap of their fingers. But the average person couldn't do that. I can remember years ago to send a wire transfer. You know, you had to go into the bank, stand in a line, fill out a bunch of paperwork, pay an exorbitant fee.
5 days later, you
get the money. Now, literally, with your phone, you can transfer money to just about somebody anywhere in the world within 24 hours.
Yeah. Well, it is an interesting time to watch all this unfold. So thank you so much, Michael, for coming in.
Well, thank you. It's been my pleasure.
And thank you as well. We'll be back.
Here at Glint, we're making money fairer. How? By using gold. Glint lets you store, exchange, send, and spend multiple currencies, including gold, through a simple iPhone or Android app. You can spend your currencies and your gold in small or large amounts using the Glint MasterCard. Register for your Glint account today by downloading the app from your favorite app store. Glint, the global currency.
Keeping your four-legged friends healthy can certainly be a challenge, especially with painful joint diseases like osteoarthritis. If you see a change in your animal's mobility, contact your veterinarian and don't wait. Today, veterinarians have a new tool against joint disease. Introducing Spring with OsteoCushion technology. The natural-derived product has the ability to help your animal move more freely. Put the spring back in their lives for a longer, happier life.
Cyber attacks are a global threat affecting consumers and companies. Whether you're using your computer or mobile device to bank, shop, or work remotely, your privacy and corporate data are at risk. For over 20 years, Strikeforce Technologies has developed some of the world's leading cybersecurity solutions. Millions of users around the world have put their trust in us to protect what matters most. Your privacy and data are your business. Protecting it is ours. Visit StrikeForceTech.com today.
clones in-house can severely drain both quality and costs for cannabis and hemp businesses. PharmaGreen Biotech is the key to growing high-quality plantlets. PharmaGreen services includes premium tissue cultured starter plantlets and live preservation of any plant species. Grow into the future of optimized plant growth with PharmaGreen. See our update at update.pharmagreen.ca.
Secure provides a secure instant messaging as well as email and soon to be some other secure features as well. And with me, CEO Alan Gahi, to talk about all of this and just in general, the huge number of attacks and attempted attacks that we saw in 2021. I mean, the numbers are just astounding. So let's start. What do you know about that?
Well, thank you, Jane. Hello to our viewer out there. So in 2021, there was a 50% increase year on year on cyber attacks in general, globally, and that's quite an astronomical jump. You know, when you think about 3 years, let's say, and if you get at that rate on a yearly basis, it's exponential. So cyber attacks are here to stay. Cybersecurity is a business that's going to keep growing. And certainly, you know, this is not something that has peaked and is going to just disappear. There was also in that same article, they mentioned that the Log4j issue, which happy to say our infrastructure, by the way, and our servers do not use the same kind of infrastructure that's affected by Log4j, which is a huge thing. They call them Apache servers. Vast majority of companies use those. We don't, so we have not been affected by that. Thankfully, but they say that every week per organization, there has been 945 cyber attacks. Now that's per organization on a weekly basis. That's just huge. And, you know, most companies, they outsource their hosting, right, to other smaller hosting companies, which use the big platforms. And that's why you hear a lot about some of these big cloud companies that we all know that has been affected, because they provide to millions of IT companies and businesses this kind of, you know, hosting and whatnot. So it's a cumulative effect. It's like a tear down thing, and then it goes down to the individual small business who is going to be affected, because if you had a shutdown, there's a 50% chance that your business will go bankrupt within 12 months.
What a pain these scammers are. So, but it is, I guess, a sign that you are becoming more well-known and having more sales. So can you...
We're becoming more well-known, having more sales, and we're doing something about the spam, because the other services are not doing that, just so you know. Those free services could care less. You can create an account every minute, and it's free. So that's the other thing. Yeah, we're doing what we can to protect the legitimate users, obviously, of email.
And how are sales going?
Sales are on track, actually ahead. So we have internal projections that we do, very highly conservative projections. This is a ratio between the cash that we have, the sales that we have, when we can reach profitability without extra funding, etc. And we're ahead of our targets so far. So we're doing quite well. And after March, we're going to start to increase the marketing aspect, because after March is when we have that famous secure mail application where, and also another thing that we realize, our churn rate, means cancellation rate, has dropped down by 50%. So it's in the single digit, and we have a churn rate of barely 5%, which we're very happy about, which means people that are signing up, there's only 5% of them that would basically cancel for one reason or another. And we believe with a couple new things that we're doing, that churn rate will even go lower. So one of the things is to chat by invite using SMS, uploading your address book and your contact on Secure, and also the email app. Those three elements that we're implementing between now and the end of March will reduce the churn rate probably down to 3%, which is a very good churn rate level. Right now it went from like 10% to 5%. So we're doing quite well. We're very happy. We're just moving along, chugging along per our internal forecast. So, you know, couldn't be happier.
Okay. Well, thanks so much, Alon, again, for bringing us up to date on the business and just talking about cybersecurity in general, because it's such a big issue.
It is. Thank you for having me on your show.
Here at Glint, we're making money fairer. How? By using gold. Glint lets you store, exchange, send, and spend multiple currencies, including gold, through a simple iPhone or Android app. You can spend your currencies and your gold in small or large amounts using the Glint MasterCard. Register for your Glint account today by downloading the app from your favorite app store. Glint, the global currency.
Cyber attacks are a global threat affecting consumers and companies. Whether you're using your computer or mobile device to bank, shop, or work remotely, your privacy and corporate data are at risk. For over 20 years, Strikeforce Technologies has developed some of the world's leading cybersecurity solutions. Millions of users around the world have put their trust in us to protect what matters most. Your privacy and data are your business. Protecting it is ours. Visit StrikeForceTech.com today.
Need hearing aids? Tired of paying $5,000 or more? Tired of making multiple trips to have your hearing aids adjusted? Now you don't have to. Our Hear IQ 4 medical grade hearing aids are fully rechargeable, Bluetooth compatible, and start at under $1,000 for a complete set or monthly payments of $44. Our hearing aids are self-adjusting using any smartphone and features remote programming by hearing care professionals without you ever leaving home. Order your pair today at myheariq.com.
So crypto industry has gotten a lot of attention lately, and a lot of people wondering, how do I even start to get into this? And in particular, wealth managers also asking these questions as well. So with me, somebody who can kind of help with that direction, Bill Barthai, the CEO and founder of Abra. Bill, just start with explaining, what is Abra? What's the company all about?
Sure. So Abra is a crypto bank. It's a wealth management platform for people who want to invest in cryptocurrencies. We offer a high yield service for earning interest on Bitcoin, Ethereum, but also dollars as stable coins. We're actually paying out over, with our rewards tokens, up to 13% interest on dollar stablecoins. And then now our newest model is we allow people to borrow against their crypto holdings. So let's say you've got a lot of Bitcoin or Ethereum, you don't want to sell it because you want the price appreciation, you don't want to pay capital gains taxes, but you want to access some of the gains. You can borrow short-term or long-term against those crypto holdings. Okay. So a complete wealth management platform for crypto.
Sounds like it. Now, when did you start it? Why did you start it?
Sure. So I started Abra several years ago. It was about 6 years ago now. I really wanted to form a next generation banking service that was crypto-centric, that democratized access globally. We have customers in over 100 countries, from the wealthiest Americans to the poorest in Haiti and other places in Central America, and basically give them a single banking platform that anyone could use anywhere, anytime. And that became Abra. And so you're going to see not only the wealth management features we're talking about, but payments and other forms of lending and credit evolve in the platform over the coming months and years.
Yeah, no, this sounds like exactly what the promise of Bitcoin and blockchain is. I mean, democratizing money, using technology to do that. How has the business evolved recently?
It's been an amazing and awesome ride. I mean, we're at least 10x bigger than we were over 13 months ago. We're over 100 employees now. We're managing well over $1 billion in assets, growing every month. Even with the pullback in crypto prices the last few weeks, our AUM has been going up. So that should tell you a lot about deposits and interest. I'm here in Miami. It looks like I'm on the moon, but I'm actually in Miami for the big Bitcoin conference, presented to about 4,000 people yesterday. And just the inbound interest in everything related to crypto, whether it's, how do I get in Bitcoin, Ethereum? What's the next big crypto play? What does NFTs mean? How do I invest in DeFi? I mean, just everything is coming at us so fast.
Yeah.
It feels like .com, but like a whole other level, because there's real business. You know, in the .com days, maybe you weren't old enough. I am, but you know, there was so much like hype without money,
right?
And now there's actual real business and profitable companies behind it, and there's just not enough hours in the day right now to do everything that we want to do.
I remember all that. Socks.com, pets.com.
Yeah, exactly. It's none of that nonsense this time around.
Okay, so finally, I mean, so Bitcoin, Ethereum, those are the biggies. I mean, but we hear a lot about other ones, and some of those other cryptocurrencies have had unbelievable returns. 25,000% in a year and things like that.
Crazy.
I mean, how do you, are those something people should look at? How do you even figure out where the promising ones are?
Sure. So what's interesting about this is that because of the nature of the tokenization of these protocols, you have early stage access as an investor when traditionally they were monolithic software systems that only venture capitalists could invest in early. Now that's good in the sense of it democratizes access. It's tough in the sense of VCs are paid very well to dig in deep on tech in order to pick winners. Sometimes they get it right, sometimes they get it wrong, but all in all, you know, they make more money than they lose. Whereas the public is now able to make similar decisions, which is, I'm totally for that. It's just that often the public doesn't have as much information or can't go as deep technically to make these decisions. Now, putting that aside, what's driving a lot of the pricing on some of these crypto assets is network effects. So if you take Solana, for example, a lot of these games and NFT platforms are being built on Solana, and the developer support is like, it reminds me of Microsoft in the early 90s, which is obviously, you know, what drove them to tremendous heights. And this developer support and the network effects that come with it is very easy for investors to understand. It doesn't take a deep dive in the technology to understand. And people make stock buying decisions with a lot less information than that. So that's interesting to me on a couple of levels, right? It gives people access earlier. These are not securities, at least in my opinion, although I'm not a securities lawyer. And, you know, they're liquid and 24/7 liquid. So if you don't like what's happening on a Sunday at 3 p.m., you sell your position. Whereas stocks are untradeable more than they're tradable in terms of the number of hours in the week. And so it's a very different market.
Yeah, it is. And it can be overwhelming, but fascinating.
Well, our goal is to make it easier and more approachable for the average investor, for sure.
So can somebody go to your website and learn more?
Yeah, okay. Abra.com. Follow me on Twitter or download the app, all the above.
Okay. Bill, great to talk to you. Always interesting to kind of explore the future with somebody. So
absolutely, my pleasure.
Thank you.
Cyber attacks are a global threat affecting consumers and companies. Whether you're using your computer or mobile device to bank, shop, or work remotely, your privacy and corporate data are at risk. For over 20 years, Strikeforce Technologies has developed some of the world's leading cybersecurity solutions. Millions of users around the world have put their trust in us to protect what matters most. Your privacy and data are your business. Protecting it is ours. Visit StrikeForceTech.com today.
Clones in-house can severely drain both quality and costs for cannabis and hemp businesses. PharmaGreen Biotech is the key to growing high-quality plantlets. PharmaGreen services includes premium tissue cultured starter plantlets and live preservation of any plant species. Grow into the future of optimized plant growth with PharmaGreen. See our update at update.pharmagreen.ca.
Aids? Tired of paying $5,000 or more? Tired of making multiple trips to have your hearing aids adjusted? Now you don't have to. Our Hear IQ 4 medical grade hearing aids are fully rechargeable, Bluetooth compatible, and start at under $1,000 for a complete set or monthly payments of $44. Our hearing aids are self-adjusting using any smartphone and features remote programming by hearing care professionals without you ever leaving home. Order your pair today at myheariq.com.
Here at Glint, we're making money fairer. How? By using gold. Glint lets you store, exchange, send, and spend multiple currencies, including gold, through a simple iPhone or Android app. You can spend your currencies and your gold in small or large amounts using the Glint MasterCard. Register for your Glint account today by downloading the app from your favorite app store. Glint, the global currency.
With me is Patrick Bertagna, the CEO of GTX, and we're going to learn about GTX today and what all this company is about. So welcome, Patrick, and let's just start. Tell me about GTX. So what is the company? What is the mission?
We're in the health and safety business. We operate under 3 different business units. So we have our tracking and monitoring solutions. We manufacture and distribute medical supplies, and we license intellectual property.
Okay, so we got a nice overview. Can you give us a little more detail about each of those 3, exactly what happens in those units?
Certainly. So in our tracking monitoring unit, we're probably best known for our flagship product, which is the GPS Smart Soul. You may have seen this on the Keeping Up with the Kardashians show. It's an embedded GPS device intended to track and monitor people with cognitive memory disorders. Then in our medical supply division, we manufacture and distribute everything from masks to sanitizers, gloves, UV systems, and we sell that to both the consumer and to the medical community. And then we have a pretty extensive intellectual property portfolio and patents, and we license that out to other technology companies.
Interesting. Masks, sanitizers, COVID-19 test kits. I mean, it's a super hot area right now.
It is.
So, well, let's talk about your customer base. So who would your customers be?
So we sell everyone from the U.S. government to small, medium-sized businesses, to the medical community. We do a lot direct to consumer. We have a presence in over 35 countries. Many of our products are reimbursement eligible, so we work with insurance companies and government agencies as well, fire departments, police departments. We have a pretty wide gamut of customers, both domestically and international.
Well, and it's really interesting that you have, the masks, and these are some of the high quality masks, like the N95 masks and things, sanitizers. I mean, because early in the pandemic, we realized how much of this we get from overseas, but these are all made in the U.S., right?
A lot of them are, yes. We make our sanitizers we make in the U.S., some of our masks we make in the U.S., our face shields we're making in the U.S., as many products that we were able to source material for early on in the pandemic and manufacture and secure sourcing and manufacturing in the U.S., we did. I mean, obviously, we weren't able to do everything, but we did our best we're big promoters of Made in USA.
Okay. Very interesting to learn about GTX today, Patrick. I look forward to some more updates this year.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Here at Glint, we're making money fairer. How? By using gold. Glint lets you store, exchange, send, and spend multiple currencies, including gold, through a simple iPhone or Android app. You can spend your currencies and your gold in small or large amounts using the Glint MasterCard. Register for your Glint account today by downloading the app from your favorite app store. Glint, the global currency.
Growing clones in-house can severely drain both quality and costs for cannabis and hemp businesses. PharmaGreen Biotech is the key to growing high-quality plantlets. PharmaGreen services includes premium tissue cultured starter plantlets and live preservation of any plant species. Grow into the future of optimized plant growth with PharmaGreen. See our update at update.pharmagreen.ca.
Secure, the true solution for your digital privacy and security. Secure is a private and secure messaging and email solution hosted in Switzerland, using proprietary military-grade encryption and Swiss privacy laws, giving you true privacy. Secure doesn't collect or sell your data and doesn't require your phone number or any personal data that hackers target. You can message and email non-secure users privately without the need for others to download Secure. Visit secure.com. Regain and protect your privacy today.
Missoula is a mobile wallet designed for families, in particular teaching kids how to spend and save and give to charity in a responsible way and a safe way as well, which is one of the key parts of it. So with me, Rick Lane, who is on Rego, which is a parent company of Missoula's outside advisory committee, also a child safety expert, and then Kathy Kopka, who is a lifestyle parenting expert as well, to talk about this. So Rick, just let's talk about the app and bring us up to date on what it is and if there's been any changes since we spoke last.
Yeah, very excited about how the app is rolling out. The adoption rate has been going great. We just launched it, as you know, officially in November through the holidays, and we're really ramping up our educational efforts and marketing efforts to get the app in front of as many parents as possible, because we strongly believe once parents see the app, they're going to be excited, not just because of its functionality in helping financial literacy and managing kids' money and how they're spending in the online and in-person world, but also the fact that we are the only COPPA-compliant digital family wallet. And what that means is that Missoula has been certified by an outside entity that has been certified by the Federal Trade Commission to highlight and showcase that we are collecting and using information in compliance with COPPA. But even better, we actually don't collect the information on the kids. And so that helps in terms of parental control of information sharing on their kids, unlike today's world where kids' information is flying all across the web, and in particular in these financial transactions as we move more and more to a cashless society.
Mm-hmm. Well, and the digital wallet space is just growing, and I think getting, Venmo and PayPal are also convenient. And Kathy, why did you choose to get involved with the app?
Well, first of all, Happy New Year, and it's a pleasure meeting you. When I spoke to Rick about this, I loved it because he's right. It doesn't dawn on you that they might be collecting data on your little one. And I personally do use Venmo. And with Venmo, and I love Venmo, don't get me wrong, I absolutely love Venmo. But one of the things with Venmo is your information's still out there. Even though you might be able to block out the amount, and your information's out there and who I'm having a daily transaction with. And that's terrifying for me to think that my kiddo, once he is on Venmo or he's using my Venmo account, people will be able to see what he's doing, or they can reach out to him and friend him. I don't want that happening. And I do need his privacy protected for as long as I possibly can have him protected. And this is fantastic. I'm head over heels for the product.
Yeah, no, it's teaching kids financial literacy is absolutely crucial. For society, I feel right. Like, that they're independent and they learn how it works and you earn, and, it's just really important. So, Rick, just to conclude, just talk to me about how parents can find out more about it. How can they download the app?
Absolutely. It's available both on the Apple and Android store. On our website, you can go to Missoula.io and just search Missoula. Right now, we're actually offering at $10 for people who sign up to put into their accounts. I'm hoping that when the kids have that $10, they donate to their favorite charity, but they could also buy other things with it. But it's a time right now to sign up for Missoula at Missoula.io, and we're very excited. And just search. And I'm also very excited that Missoula is beginning to receive awards from nationally recognized organizations, family groups, Nicosi and others. And so this is a growing movement of not just online child safety, but also financial management.
Mm-hmm. And it is free for 12 months, right?
Yes, and it's free for 12 months. So you get $10 in your account and free for 12 months. What more do you want?
You come out on top there. So, yeah. All right. Thank you so much, Rick and Kathy, for joining me today and explaining more. And I look forward to hearing more as the year goes on with Missoula and the new features and how everything goes this year.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Here at Glint, we're making money fairer. How? By using gold. Glint lets you store, exchange, send, and spend multiple currencies, including gold, through a simple iPhone or Android app. You can spend your currencies and your gold in small or large amounts using the Glint MasterCard. Register for your Glint account today by downloading the app from your favorite app store. Glint, the global currency.
Growing clones in-house can severely drain both quality and costs for cannabis and hemp businesses. PharmaGreen Biotech is the key to growing high-quality plantlets. PharmaGreen services includes premium tissue cultured starter plantlets and live preservation of any plant species. Grow into the future of optimized plant growth with PharmaGreen. See our update at update.pharmagreen.ca.
Glint is a new fintech gold and multi-currency payment platform that allows its customers to instantly purchase real, fully allocated physical gold and other currencies at mid-market rates and then use that to pay for things. So with me, CEO Jason Cousins, great to see you again. Welcome back to the show. And just remind us all, what is Glint?
Thanks, Jane. Great to see you too. And it's great to be back with you on New to the Street. I do want to share some exciting news about a new product that we've just launched, which is an advisor portal for discretionary wealth managers. But to answer your question, what is Glint? And also, why is Glint such an exciting and innovative fintech? So Glint is a unique gold-based payments platform that enables our clients to buy, sell, save, send, and also spend real allocated gold and other currencies instantly and securely and with very low fees using our proprietary app and MasterCard.
Mm-hmm. Jason, why gold?
Gold, as we know, is historically proven as a store of wealth, as a hedge against inflation, and as protection against systemic risk. It really is the ultimate form of money. But it's never been an easy means of payment. You can't exactly pop down to your local grocery store and shave off a couple of grams to buy your cornflakes until now. I mean, for the first time in electronic payments, Glint has made gold into easy everyday money to be used digitally at the point of sale, online, in a restaurant, in store, or even at 30,000 feet, to spend on anything from a coffee to a family holiday. Glint is the key to unlocking the security of gold.
Mm-hmm. Now, where are you in the Glint journey right now?
Well, so as I mentioned earlier, we've just launched our Glint Advisor portal, and that will enable fund managers to buy, sell, and withdraw gold on their clients' behalf using their dedicated Glint accounts. And that's on the back of the really exciting progress we've made so far. Firstly, we've successfully created our own platform that's groundbreaking and unique with super fast and secure technology. This is a platform that we've built from scratch and that we own. Another great achievement is that we've built a global regulatory framework. And this has enabled us to issue cards to clients in 37 countries, including the US, the UK, and across Europe, and allows us to open accounts in over 200 countries. We have successfully up and running now with a proven track record. We have more than 90,000 registered users and have completed over $300 million worth of transactions. Momentum is building every day.
Yeah, it sounds like it, Jason. It sounds like you've even grown in the past few months that we've talked. So it's all very exciting. Tell me where the business is going from here.
Yes, it's incredibly exciting. What we're building here is really special. It's a global, gold-based alternative to banking, payments, and money. And we have the capability and the opportunity to build a new financial ecosystem connected to, but outside of the traditional banking system. And all of this is significantly scalable.
And you mentioned the advisor portal. So explain that, elaborate on that a little bit more. Who would use that?
Yes, thanks for that, Jane. I mean, I'm delighted to be able to announce that we are now live with the Glint Advisor Portal for discretionary wealth managers that will enable them to set up their clients on the Glint platform. So not only will wealth managers be able to buy, save, and withdraw gold on their clients' behalf with daily updates to their Glint Advisor management system, but their clients will also have their own Glint app and MasterCards, giving them full control of their own personal gold balances to buy, save, and spend. Mm-hmm. And this latest product is part of our strategy for planned growth that will continue to benefit both our investors and Glint clients alike.
Now, before we close, how can somebody find out more about Glint? How can they sign up for it?
Well, if any of your viewers would like to take a deeper look at this stage, then they should visit glintpay.com and find out more about why we're such an exciting and innovative fintech. They should also try out the app. I mean, it really, literally only takes 3 minutes to open an account, and they can start saving and spending in real allocated gold.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you so much, Jason, for coming back, and I look forward to getting more updates as you continue to grow this year.
Thanks, Jane.
Welcome to New to the Street. This is your weekly hack with Elaine Guillai. Elaine is with GlobeX Data, the leader in Swiss-hosted private and secure communications and data management. Welcome back, Elaine.
Thank you, Anna. Happy to be here, and welcome to our viewer.
Well, I always learn so much, so let's get right into it. Okay, let's talk about targets on the internet. What are some of the most tempting targets that attracts attackers the most when it comes to the web?
Yeah, so basically a new year and a new report, and we look forward to basically, unfortunately, all the news that's going to come in, because it's going to be also a little bit in the US, there's an election year for the Senate. In Europe, you have presidential election. So there was an article that talks about the most favorite targets. And among the top 2 or 3, you had the VPNs. So you have a lot of people using VPN. A lot of them are free VPN, or paid VPN that you configure yourself. Well, VPNs are a big target of hackers, because obviously somebody who uses a VPN is trying to hide their ID or their location, or sometimes, basically that's what it is. And also sometimes they secure a particular connection, ideally. Most of the VPNs don't work, they have been hacked, etc. There's a couple of good ones out there. So the hackers are looking at VPN users. So that's another one. If you use a VPN, I would recommend a VPN that uses the highest encryption level, and don't go for the free guys that you can configure yourself. Mm-hmm. So that's one. The other thing is Exchange Online, or EOL. Older version of Exchange Online, and older could be from 3 months ago, are vulnerable because they're such a huge target that they try to patch them more and more, but you just can't do that every day. So you're bound to have, statistically, you're bound to be hacked, because every week there's pretty much articles out there showing, and then Microsoft goes and patches them. But what happens is you want to make sure that you're proactive. Even companies, and this is mostly for the corporate world, which is dangerous, because now businesses and corporations are affected. So corporations need to be a lot more proactive. If you're a small business and you don't have an IT department, use a secure service instead, pun intended. Obviously, we're going to talk about secure in a minute. But basically, try to get something that's already highly encrypted and secure, similar pricing as opposed to Exchange Online, because you don't have the resources to patch, and then you have to pay extra for an IT company to come and patch you every month.
Good. Well, when it comes to consumers, everyone has an email, right? And so talk to us a little bit about what Secure has implemented, these new rules to help eliminate some spam. We all get spam and we all hate spam, but sometimes spam can be pretty dangerous.
Yes, so spam is going to increase even more because of many reasons, one of them being the election. The other thing is the COVID situation. So from, there's so many phases, so many things happening now, from pandemic to endemic, or new vaccines or new medicine, basically anything medical related to the COVID situation, you're going to get spam, and also election and so forth. So what we did, we are basically being proactive, because we discovered a couple of bad apples in the basket, so to speak. It would be 1 in 1,000, but still that would be damaging, that they were using our services to spam others, even though we have done restricted measures. So in about 2-3 weeks, we will be implementing and deploying a new system where, if you're a free trial users, because we do offer a free trial for 7 days, you can only send an email to 2 recipients. We had 20, we had unlimited, and we shortened it to 20. That didn't work. So now we're going to shorten it to 2 recipients. And the frequency of the email is what you need to watch. So what we're doing is that we're restricting you to 1 email every 5 minutes. So a spammer is not going to be interested to wait 5 minutes to send an email to only 2 people. It's unfortunate that we have to do that, because we have so many legitimate users. As I said, it's 1 in 1,000. But as the service becomes bigger and more recognized, this was actually a European person, don't want to mention the country, that was doing that, but that happens worldwide, right? So we're doing that. And if you want to pay, because until now you had the free 7 days, and then they would convert to paid users, we will make sure that people can just convert to paid users without waiting the 7 days, because you have 99.9% of our users are legitimate and they want to send a regular email. But it's enough to test it, to see if the email works, if you like it, if you like the user interface. So that's what we're implementing. It will be deployed in about 2-3 weeks from now. And that protects both the recipients that we don't know, those people getting the spam. It protects our secure user and, of course, our reputation, because if you have too much spam report, you could be blacklisted by the ISPs. So it endangers our business. We have a terms of use. It's clearly dictated. And if somebody tries it for a malicious purpose, they'll get their account shut down with no refund.
Right. Well, and imagine an email without getting spam. I often send to you, I get this spam daily, and it's scary, because we don't know where it's coming from. How do they get our information? So imagine an email service where there is no spam.
And hard to imagine. Never reach 100%. We do have a junk or a spam filtering. So if you receive any spam or junk, on a secure mail, on the web mail, or even non-web mail, you basically click spam, and the system learns as an artificial intelligence. So it will learn eventually over time. We have a fairly good system. It's never 100%, because you always have people that are more creative. The only thing we can do is tell our users, when you get spam, click on the spam button on our interface, and it will recognize, and eventually it will block fully. We do have an excellent system. We've had some stories where people were getting a ton of spam, and within, a few days of switching to us, it has reduced 99%. I never say 100, because there's always one that squeaks by. But definitely we have a big reduction in spam with our system. And also another thing to avoid spam, whichever email you use, don't use these emails. If you have an email that you want to keep private, don't register for newsletters, don't register for free services, because these emails are being sold, especially in the US, and eventually a spammer is going to get access to it and spam you. So be more vigilant with how you use that email address. And again, that's why in many of our sessions, I mentioned use 3 different email addresses. You get your couple free service, and you have your secure mail.
Yep, that's great advice. The free email for all that stuff, and then the secure mail for the important data that we want to keep private. Well, good. Thank you so much. We look forward to you joining us again in the future, because I know you have lots of updates coming out this year, and it's going to be perfect, because this is going to be a very vulnerable year for our data security and privacy. So we appreciate all that you're doing out there to keep our information safe. So thank you so much for joining us again on New to the Street.
Thank you, and a pleasure to be here, and looking forward to see you and our viewers next week.
Thank you all for watching.
It's our America. We conquered it. We built it. Great values like honesty and fairness. Great courage. A great nation needs a free press. Newsmax is it. 30 million Americans regularly go to Newsmax when they really need to know. They watch Newsmax TV at home. On the free Newsmax app, they go to Newsmax.com.